for flight purchases,
So
hotel purchases.
You do get a lot of points for that. Though.
Hold on, yeah.
You get a lot, but right now the fact that it's going up to 550, I don't think it outweighs the actual pros you get from the car.
The Sapphire Reserve, right?
Yeah.
That's the one you got, right?
Yeah, this is the one right here. Yeah. I do not even use this remotely close to what you should be using it for.
Right.
Which is like travel, car expense.
But not even that. You still get 3 times the points when you go to dine.
So which one do you use? Like if you go for dinner with your fam, or
You should use that one.
You should use this
you
one.
should be using that one, especially like if you go
Look,
out.
I'll be honest.
Look, put it like this. Like you go on a Sunday, you go out with family. You go out a lot with family, right?
Nah, they don't go out.
No?
Not too much, yeah.
Well, I'm saying whenever you go out, you use that card, and everybody will just chip in and pay you.
Yeah, but I don't really go out to eat that much. We usually cook at home.
Because I know that's what he does. He uses that card.
What's
and gets
that
all
look
the
for?
points and all
Now I
that.
want to
just
hear
curious.
it.
No, I was
I want to hear it.
No,
Dog,
but
you
look,
cook?
that
Yeah.
card is for flights, hotels, any travel expense, like if you rent a car or some shit like that,
Right.
and dining.
I have that one.
I use the
Citi.
double cash because, look, and I'll be honest.
No, that
'cause
one's
my
good.
bank is tied to Citibank.
So that's your main card. That's the one you
No,
mainly
I don't
go to?
think that's your main card, is it?
No, it's not my main card. It's easy to use the card because when you have a card already tied into your Citibank account, it's really easy to pay off. But when you use like a card like Chase or like Amazon, hold on, or like the Amazon Prime card,
Yeah.
it usually takes a couple days to go through the system, and sometimes the payments don't get on time,
And then you get charged.
and then you get
extra
charged.
fees, right?
So that shit
That's
pisses
how
me
they
off.
make their money.
So you guys don't remember when your due dates are and pay it 2 weeks in advance?
You should be paying it 2 weeks in advance.
Like,
but
for example,
how many people are actually paying stuff 2
My
weeks in
thing is
advance?
this. All right, take notes. If you want to improve your credit, pay your credit card twice a month.
That's a good point.
I pay OD though. That's the thing.
Let's say your credit card minimum.
You pay OD.
You say your minimum payment is like
a lot.
100 a
And
month.
credit cards and like loans and things.
So let's say your minimum payment is 100 a month, right? You
Right.
pay $50 and then another $50.
Right.
So you do the minimum payment that's due, but you split it into 2 payments, so it registers as 2 payments, and that's gonna help.
I don't pay it out. I never do. I always put it. I'll pay like into it.
Bottom
over
line.
time.
Bottom line is.
That's what I'm talking about. If you have a minimum
Bottom
payment.
line is pay. Well, a lot of people will just pay the minimum payment.
I don't pay minimum payments.
You shouldn't.
I'm saying like for most people, but if not, pay it off if you can entirely. Yeah.
Right? No, but I don't pay it off entirely either. I just pay how much.
Okay.
I don't do minimum payment, and I don't pay it all
Yo,
off.
this dude plays
So if
games.
you owe $1,000, how would you split that? Do you pay it twice a month or just
I'm
once a
weird,
month?
man. I do it differently.
I know. Well, I'm asking you. How do
So
you do it?
enlighten
So
us.
if I had $1,000 to
Right.
pay in a month, or
No,
like
like $1,000 balance right now.
$1,000 balance, right?
Right.
I would probably put like for the first month, I'd probably put like $150, $200 into it.
Okay. That's pretty average.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you know you're gonna put $200 a month to that card, split it into 2 or 3 payments.
And
So
what?
Like for example, with my Chase card.
like 100, 100 for a $300 payment.
Yeah. Like for example, with my Chase card, I
What?
usually pay $300 a month.
But do you do that? Hold on. But do you do that like at one time?
No,
or do you do
sporadic.
that in a week?
So for example, and I don't know why you said that it's complicated to use the Chase thing to pay because it's super easy.
Yeah,
You
it's
go
pretty
in,
easy.
you go to pay, and then it gives you a date where you want to schedule it. I schedule it. My due date is the 7th of the month.
It's just a
right?
hassle because it's not instant, and
Right.
I guess it's
My-
like an instant
My
thing for
due
me.
date is the 7th of the month. So for example, I'll pay $150 on like the 22nd of the previous month, and then I'll pay another
What do you mean
$150 on like the
previous month?
2nd.
We're talking about one. You're saying make 2 payments within the same month.
Yeah.
So what previous month? You just make.
All right. Let's say it's February.
You got to clarify that.
It's February, right?
Right.
If your due date is March 7th, which is mine,
Okay.
I will pay the 27th of the previous month of when it's due.
Okay.
So February.
So February. That's the first payment.
And then on the 1st or the 2nd, I'll make the second payment.
Not on the day that it's due.
No, I never
Just-
pay on the day that it's due.
Just
ever.
because
Ever.
things can happen, right?
I mean, yeah, stuff happens. But I mean, that's just to take care of your finances.
no, that's good. Yeah, that's good, and that's why your credit score, it's up there.
But look, I follow a lot of guys on YouTube, man, and a lot of them have, like, they always preach, if you want to build your credit, get like 10 credit cards. And it sounds crazy and it's insane, but
I don't.
The more credit cards you
managing
have-
that shit,
Me neither.
though.
But the thing is,
it's
they don't
just too
all
much.
use them.
It's just too much.
I don't either, though.
But that's my point.
I
You-
have here.
like for example, you have credit
you
cards.
Have, Prano.
Hold up, you guys, you'll have a credit card just to have that balance limit up. Because let's say you have 10 credit cards and all your credit cards have
That's
10,000.
all the cards that you have.
This is
in your wallet.
in my wallet, and I also have Apple Pay, which is a credit line.
Right.
And then I have.
Do you have more cards at home?
I have PayPal, but that's not.
But
But
a credit
again,
card.
like
not-
I'm saying,
it is a
if
credit
you have
card, but they're
10
not
credit
really.
cards and each of them have a 5K balance on it, your total balance is 50K. Now, if you only have,
Jesus, what? Go back again. Rewind.
if you have 10 credit cards,
Right.
each of the credit cards has a 5,000 balance,
Like a 5,000 credit
Limit.
limit. Right.
you'll have 50K in credit.
So balance and credit limit are two different things. That's why I'm telling you to clarify that.
Yeah, all right.
Right.
Your credit usage. You have a
Right.
50K credit usage.
Right.
Now, if you only have 4 credit cards and they are all 5K, then you'll only have 20,000. You got the difference? So obviously the bigger disparity you have. So for example, let's say you have you who only has like 4 or 5 credit cards, and let's just for comparison purposes, you have 5K balance on each usage.
Right.
And let's say your total balance, like your total debt spread throughout the cards, is 4,000. So you have a 4,000 credit balance owed out of a total 20,000. Whereas let's say me, I have 10 credit cards and each of them have a 5K limit, and I have the same 4,000
Do
credit.
you actually
usage.
have 10 credit cards?
No.
But you just
I
said
just-
an example.
Right? So in his example, he'll have $4,000 used out of a total 20,000 possible, where I'll have a total $4,000 used out of 50K possible. My credit score would look better because my usage is a lot lower than his is in terms of percentages.
Right.
So that's why they tell you to have a lot more credit cards.
They tell you, but at the end of the day, I think you should obviously have.
But
I think at the end of the day, you should have what you can afford.
No,
you
right.
can have 100 credit cards.
No, of
can
course.
you actually pay them at the
I mean,
end of the
yeah,
month?
you shouldn't
That's
get.
gonna because keep this in mind. It's a
Yo,
huge difference.
But again, when I say have 10 credit cards, that doesn't mean put money on all of them. Use them to have that balance up. That's the reason. It's not to use all of them.
I don't know. Sounds a little.
Or you can, for example, let's say I have 5 cards, right? Because that to
Right.
me is kind of a lot of cards. You have 5 cards. You
Yeah.
have one card that you use for the big purchases like travel, dining, etc.
Right. You can have another one for bills.
And then you'll have the other one for if you want
Yeah,
bills.
like Con Ed,
or like
the
gas.
AT&T bill, blah blah.
You can
whatever.
do one for gas. Like for
Right.
example, if you have any subscriptions like Netflix or Spotify,
set them up on that on a credit
on another
cards.
one and
It'll
spread
help.
them out like that. So it's like you're still using them, but the expenses aren't that much, and that way it helps out.
Well, that's the smart way to do it. But what a lot of people do is they'll get a credit card. Oh, I got $5,000 limit on that. Let me go and blow the $5,000, and now all of a sudden you're $5,000 in debt, and that's.
I mean,
That's a
that's because
problem.
look, honestly, they don't have
That's a problem.
They should have a credit class in high school.
They should. A lot of people are not educated, and they think, oh, it's just money coming in. It's not money coming in. It's a loan that they're giving you that you have to pay back with interest.
So what do you need? What is for credit? What can good credit get you? Other
Well, it
than
can-
low rates on like
It can get you a ton of
Leases.
It
stuff.
can give you a lot, man.
It can
First
get
of
you
all,
a
look,
lot, man.
credit is used almost for everything in America. Again, we're talking about America. I don't know about other places, but
I'm
America,
pretty-
like,
it's-
look,
it's like that usually everywhere.
you
but-
get low rates on auto loans.
right.
If you want a personal loan, let's say you want to pay anything or whatever, a house, lower rate on that. And not just that, you also, the better credit score you have, the more money you'll get lent. So I don't know if you want a
Just
high
higher-
credit
higher
balance on your
purchasing,
credit card,
It's at the end of the day, it's essentially you have a higher purchasing power.
but it just puts you in a better place to get loans for, because at the end of the day, most people don't have money to buy a house outright.
No, they don't.
Nobody don't. You need to finance it. So you need to have a good credit score to get the best loan possible in terms of the rate as well as in the terms of the actual loan amount.
Right.
Because if you want a house that's $400,000, let's say, and you have $20,000 to put down, you're gonna owe that $380K. And let's say your credit score is not that good, they might be like, "Look, we can only give you $300,000."
Right.
Now the house that you want to purchase has to lower. The standard you have is different.
Or the alternative to that, which sometimes they do, you'll put the $20,000 down, right, on a $400,000 home, but you still have that 380 that you have to pay plus principal. I mean, plus the interest.
I mean, you'll
Sorry about
always
that,
have to
plus the
pay
interest.
interest.
No, so it'll be a lot higher if your credit score it's lower.
No, yeah, well,
I mean,
yeah,
if
the
your
rate,
credit-
yeah, the rate,
That's what I'm
always,
saying. The
but
credit, it's gonna be a
so,
lot higher.
so those are the benefits, and obviously, like I said, not everybody has money to buy things outright, and not just that. If you're not looking to buy a house, let's say a car, man.
Same
know.
thing. It's all about interest
Yeah.
rates, honestly.
I mean,
It's
interest,
just like a trust value.
interest rates and the loan amount that they'll give you. You know,
Do you have
but
like a
interest
top
rates are
5?
huge.
Do you have like a
five
top 5 cards?
credit cards?
Yeah.
It was yours, the one you got,
The reserve.
The
the
Reserve?
reserve,
But
but
the-
that
hold
one,
on.
but the price on the annual fee is now $550, so that out it doesn't balance
Has
out.
it? Does it still have good reviews though? I'm
The reserve? Yeah,
Yeah.
The reserve is still
even
it was,
with the $500 payment.
it's still good, but because people use it, but a lot of people aren't liking that no more because of the $550. I think
Yeah,
the
Does
preferred.
it,
So,
does it still
hold on, so
offer
it
the
was-
$300 yearly
Yeah.
payment back?
Guys, so it was
Yeah.
They haven't
$4.95.
raised that.
It was $4.95. Jesus.
Yeah,
It was $4.95 and it went up to $5.50 now.
was it $495
Yeah.
or $450?
No, it was $4.95.
I think it was like
$4.95.
$450.
I don't think they'll bring it up
$400?
$100.
Dude, you'll be surprised, man, because
I
they
don't
saw
know.
how well the card is.
Well,
doing.
because the card was supposed to. No, I think it was $400 because technically the card was supposed to equal the same as yours if you got the $300 back.
Okay, so $495, yeah.
Yeah.
$4.95, right?
But the thing is, look, the main reason why Chase did it is because they actually, again, believe it if you want, they said that they were losing money on a lot of people that signed up when like the card first came out, because the bonus on that was
70
like
it's like 100,000
100,000 points
Yeah,
for
it's
like
crazy.
$4,000 spent. And now for people that don't know, 100,000 points can get you like about a $1,200 ticket, which is an insane flight.
Which then gives you
Right,
a
but then hold
shitload
on.
of points on top of that
Yeah.
for buying another ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing, though. Don't you guys see it kind of like I don't know, how can I put it? Like, it kind of works like in a weird way. Like, wouldn't if you, obviously if you open up the card, they'll give you an X amount. Let's just say $5,000 credit, right? Limit.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you just use that 5,000 credit limit to just purchase whatever tickets you want?
Yeah.
Right. So you purchase that, and then
I'm waiting for the point. I don't get it.
no, I'm saying like I don't know. I think it's a little, isn't it like weird?
Are you calling it like a scam?
Not a scam. It's like, how can I put it?
You're saying like any card can
You
do
know
it.
how they tell you like, oh, if you spend $4,000, then we'll give you, let's just say 60,000 points. I think this is actually where I was.
My
going.
thing
So
is
you
this,
get
look,
so I don't think that makes sense.
The thing is this, look, I get your point. If you spend $4,000,
Right.
you'll only get 2 times points back. Meaning, if you spend $4,000, you'll get $8,000 back in points. But with that bonus, you spend $4,000, you get 50,000 points. That's the
Okay.
difference.
But then that's not even equivalent to $4,000 though.
No, it's not. Of course not. What the hell?
So then why would you want to go and put yourself in a $4,000 hole? $4,000
Because then
back?
you'll have $50,000 50,000 points, which is equal to like a round trip for like 700 value.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like the way you view a credit card and the way that the people that like are financial experts on it, they tell you to utilize these cards intelligently. If you know you're gonna spend, let's say $3,000.
right.
Let's say you have a trip planned already with family.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know you're about to spend $3,000. Get a card that's gonna give you a lot of rewards, such as like the Chase Preferred, Chase Reserved. They have American Express has good cards. The problem is their fees is insane. I think it's like
Wait, which
It's
one?
like 700.
American
right?
Express is
Oh,
like
American
700.
Express is like
They're-
$750 actually.
But they
It went up
actually,
to
I think they
$750.
offer like 4 or 5 times points, which is
Really?
crazy.
No, that
Yeah,
is
but if
crazy.
you're flying for like a job, it's probably the best card to get.
Probably is. No, that's a great card. It's just that annual fee. But use these cards because then that expense is something you were already going to spend, whether it was with cash or credit.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
So that's the
if
whole
you know
point,
you're
right?
going to
And now-
spend that money,
yeah.
you
use
might as well
the card.
get points for it.
You might as well get something back.
So that's the thing, right? But then, like right now, I just got a new card, whatever X amount of credit limit, and they tell you, spend $4,000 and you'll get 60,000 points. So it's like if I don't have
An intent.
an intent to buy something, it's like, am I
So
really
then
gonna
don't
go?
get the card.
Well, I mean, eventually,
Yeah,
but you
but
don't have
that's-
to do it right away. So
but
the
that's-
thing is, that's the promotion they have. Like you got to do it within 3 months.
But that's why they always tell you don't get the card unless you're planning on spending that,
Right.
because then you miss out on that bonus.
Right.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Which is
Like I got I'll just be straight up. I got the Apple Card, but I bought an iPhone with it, so I got 3% from
Is that
the phone.
is that card nice though?
I
Wait,
think
you got
it's
an Apple credit card?
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
Really?
the.
Do you have it with you?
it's on my phone.
Oh,
They got the physical card too, though. It's like
I
metallic,
have
right?
it. Yeah, it's so stupid.
is it stupid?
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
You can't even put it in a leather wallet
So Matt, going
Why?
You can't?
because it'll catch fire.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So going back
It's
to
aluminum.
the thing, that's crazy. Going back to your thing. What's your go-to card?
My Apple Card.
That is your go-to card?
That's your go-to. But
gives
isn't
me-
that
it
only
gives me
3% back on Apple purchases?
And my company has Apple Pay.
Okay.
So every time I buy lunch, I get 3% back.
Right. And what about like miles and all this stuff? I'm talking about like your actual go-to card, or do you have one just for miles? You
Where
have
am I
another one?
going? I don't go anywhere.
Go-to card. That's the card he uses. He gets the
No,
most
like
percent
vacations and stuff.
I don't really. That's the thing, and we've talked about this in earlier episodes. I don't really, I don't really travel too much. I'm not big on flying,
Oh, right. Yeah.
so that's why I've also been looking to downgrade the reserve. But I'm not sure if I should because I don't know if that's going to impact me a lot.
And downgrade it
I
to
mean,
what?
yo, you won't lose
I just
that
don't
much
feel like
credit.
fucking paying $500 for a fucking card I don't use.
Honestly, get the preferred. You won't lose that much credit, and your credit's good, so it'll bounce back up, man.
Yeah. So now that leads on to my next question.
And can you do that though? I
That's
haven't
the thing.
checked.
Can you actually do it?
do
You
that?
can go up or down
You can go
within
up
the
and down.
family.
Within
And
the
you're
family.
sure?
But now
Chase
what about
Freedom,
this?
preferred, reserve.
What about this? Let's just say I got a new card. This is for, whatever. Let's say I got a new card. And let's say I have another one with high interest that it was kind of like one of those starters with a lot of interest. And I want to close that one. What's going to happen? Is it really going to affect your credit? 'Cause
It
I'm pretty
does.
sure
It
that a
does
lot
for
of people
two.
have
It
that
does for
question.
two reasons. One, you're closing out an account, so that affects it.
Yeah, they tell you not to
And the
close it,
second
but-
thing, which is the most important thing, is
Length.
the credit length, the credit history. That card, the one that has the high percentage, you probably had for a long time,
Yeah.
and that's another thing that they look at. So like, all right, let's. I have to dig in deep, but I think the most important thing that they review for credit score is about 30 or 35%, which is the credit usage.
35%.
Which is what I said about, like, if you have a 5K limit and you spend 4,000, that means you have a a
90%.
80% credit usage, which is horrible.
90.
4 out of 5 is 80%.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking about something.
So if so that's a horrible thing. You want to keep it between 0 and like 20%.
Right.
So that's the thing that kills it the most. 35%, 30%. The next part after that is missed payments or default payments. If you default in any payment, and credit cards are usually good at it. Like if you miss one monthly payment, they won't
That's
automatically
fine. It
report
won't
as a
affect your
default.
credit,
But if
actually.
you miss like 2 months or 3 months,
It'll
I think they
affect
do.
it. After 30 days, it'll affect it.
And then I don't know what it does for like cars or whatever, but they
You mean like for car, like
car
a
loans
payment?
or like a mortgage loan.
Same
like,
thing, 30 days. It's a fact, 100%.
all right. So yeah, so they'll report it and default. So
Hey, put that phone down, Matt.
yeah, so so that thing is like bad, obviously. So keeping track of that. Those are the two most important things: defaulting on payments and credit usage.
Right.
And then after that, it goes into credit length.
Which is like, I think 15% of the percentage whole.
Are you actually like knowing these percentages, or now
I know,
you're just
I
talking
know
out
for,
your
no,
ass?
no. I know for sure the 35% for the credit
All right.
utilization.
So we're just not gonna use percentages no more because we don't know and we don't want to give false information.
Okay.
But the first one is 35%, again, which is the credit usage. Then I think it's 25 or 30% for the credit default payments. And then after that, it's X percent. Between my brother said 10 or 15%, which is probably true. That goes for credit length and then types of credit. So this is like, if you only have credit card debt, that's only one type of credit,
Right.
which is good, but not great. So like, let's say you have an 800 credit score, but you only have credit cards. You probably won't get a good auto loan or you won't get a good mortgage loan because you only have one type of credit
I mean,
history.
you'll get a decent one, but you won't.
Nah, you won't get a good one at all.
Really?
You'll get like a pretty average, below average one.
Wow.
Because you're still basically a novice. Even if you had your credit card for like 10
you're saying
years.
you pretty much got a.
You have to
pretty
diversify your
much got-
portfolio. You have to
Right.
either have a personal loan, student loan, auto loan, or a mortgage.
So you got to have a mortgage to buy another house. pretty
Not
much.
really. No, you don't. Because like, for example, like me, I have student loans. So that's on my portfolio. I have an auto loan and I have credit cards. So that's
Okay.
3 types of credit
Three
lines.
types of credit, right?
So obviously that helps. And that's really how you figure it out. But like, again, like I think my brother mentioned it earlier. If credit is useful, but don't get it if you don't know how to spend. Don't get it if you can't afford it.
No, I mean, you'll just put yourself in a hole.
A big hole.
Big hole. Huge.
And that's why
Because you gotta pay all
bankruptcy
this stuff. You gotta pay all this stuff back, or, like you said, bankruptcy.
is serious. So I mean, that's something to keep in mind. Like again, and then look, we're not experts, man. Like there's people out there that really are experts. So
And they have a bunch of sites that you can go to that
Yeah.
basically give you every stat about
They
these
do.
credit cards.
I mean, like a
and-
good one, like Credit Karma is good. I've used that, and they
Yeah.
actually give you like guidelines and stuff. But just be careful on some of these sites. They'll actually like say they'll help you out, but then they'll take you there, and then you got to pay a fee.
yeah.
So just keep an eye out for that. But look, like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave some comments down below. We want to know, obviously, your thoughts on credit, your thoughts on, what you use it for, how you're progressing through it, how you're improving your credit score.
Or if there's any new credit cards out this year.
like. Yeah, any new ones that you actually.
That you guys perhaps you might recommend.
Yeah,
You know?
there's actually a new one. My bad.
Which one?
What?
It's a American Express. It's a green card. It's 3.3% back, not 3%, 3 times points back. But the problem is, this is the one credit card where you have to pay the full balance off in the month. So that's the only thing.
And what happens if you don't? You get hit off with a crazy.
It's a fee, and it looks like you're defaulting.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So why is it good?
3 times points.
That's a lot of
huge.
3 times points.
That's like
though.
what you got. That's a lot, man.
That's a lot of points.
Like again, if you're buying a lot of flights and purchasing and stuff like that, like
You'll build that stuff up pretty quick.
Yeah. Specific
Anyways.
users. Anyways.
like, share, and subscribe.
Peace.